say you want, come on, go and sit down. I go just para, come on, my jigger. I go just stay, follow my dreams. I'm feeling vibes on vibes, dynamite. No, you can't no lie. You know I'm just that type. No,
Amazing, amazing, amazing day. Let's get started. Let's get ready.
Grand Rising.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah, big up the skull.
Grand
Do you know what,
Rising.
guys? Do you know what? I've just decided that this week's going to be an amazing week. I've decided nobody ain't taking me out my zone. Yeah, it's just going to be an amazing week this week. Yeah, whatever things that you want to achieve, this is going to be the week to achieve those things. Yeah, I think we have to decide. It's very easy to just slide into the week. Remember, we've had two little short weeks off of the bank holiday, and then we're getting back to normal today. Everyone's got a long face. Everyone's thinking to themselves, oh, you know, but I think I've just decided. I've just decided that this week is going to be an absolutely amazing, amazing, amazing week. Nobody ain't going to be able to stop me from having an absolutely amazing week, okay, and pursuing all the things that is on the cards for you to pursue this week, okay? And I want you guys to make sure that you can take that energy into whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you're trying to get done this week. If you can take that energy into it, at the end of the day, you're going to make things happen. It's down to you. You're going to make things happen. Then that's what's going to happen, guys. Because I genuinely believe, wait a minute, let's get the camera on. I've just come from the gym. I look like a hot mess, but who cares? Let's try and do this. And let's have a really good session this morning. I want you guys to challenge yourself. If there's anything that you don't already know, I want you to challenge yourself to make sure that you can, ask the questions and you can learn, fill in any gaps that you have this week. All right. But yeah, good morning. Let's get going. Okay. Shall I put my headphones on? I think I need to. Sorry. Put my big headphones on. Do I need some cooler headphones? I mean, these are proper headphones, but maybe I need some smaller ones. Who knows? All right, let's go. So good morning. Let's go and look at these charts and see what's going on, guys. For those of you who are funded, I was having a conversation with my brother Jason, all right? And he was talking to me about his funded journey. And, he said, he's still in there, doing okay. Not backwards, not forwards, making his progress. And I said, listen, it's a great place to be, because first and foremost, you've heard me talk many, many times to you guys about capital preservation. Take it from me, guys. Take it from somebody who's blown many accounts, many on my journey here to try and learn this skill and empower myself and learn in the best way that I know how. I have blown many, many accounts. All right. And I don't think he minds me saying, but Jason was like, that's the cost of my education, man. This is the price of my education, is being able to invest in myself. And even if I take a loss, to be able to keep going. And I was just like, yeah, bro, like you got it in one, because at the end of the day, whatever it is that you're doing, like when you hear somebody like, oh yeah, I just started trading, 3 months ago and I've never blown an account and I've made $1 gazillion. I'm like, yeah, sounds like Fref. Yeah, possible, but sounds like the exception. Yeah, not the rule. Okay, now everyone can win everyone. There's always a possibility that somebody can win the lottery. Do you understand what I'm saying? But reality, from what I've gone through in my life, is nothing don't come easy. Yeah, you have to graft and you have to work and you have to go through pain and you have to learn. And if somebody's not going to put you on, if there's not somebody else who's going to put you on, give you the blueprint, then unfortunately, or fortunately, however you see it, you have got to forge ahead and create the blueprint for yourself. Okay, you've got to forge it. Now, don't get twisted. Of course, you can learn from other people's experiences. That's why we read books. If you don't read books, you should have your Audible account whereby you're listening to books, or you should be constantly in the day trying to listen to education. Of course, you can learn from other people. I 100% agree on that. Yeah, but I actually believe that there is a big difference between theory and practical. You know, so the theory is somebody could tell you X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, and F, and even if you follow them down to the T, they haven't told you how it felt. They haven't told you, you know, that what you're going to experience emotionally. They haven't told you, you know, where your mind. They haven't told you that when they was doing it, it was a different time. They haven't told you that when they was doing it, they had this burning desire inside of them because, you know what I mean, their family member was sick, or this happened or that happened, and that's what got them through. Yeah. So though we can definitely take, you know, the lessons that people present to us through their own stories, through their own experiences, yeah, we have to walk our own path. We cannot compare ourselves to other people because those other people are not you. And one thing I will say is that everybody is a star in their own movie. You know, everybody believes that they had the toughest life. Everybody believes that they had a difficult upbringing. Everybody believes that, you know, and the reality is that in your world you have, because you've only got yourself to compare it to. You can't compare yourself to what's been happening in, you know, South Africa, or back in the day, or in the Congo, or in Gaza. You can't compare what's happening there to what you've experienced, because it's not your story. But your stories and your pain points are very, very real to you. And that's not a problem. But the point is that, like I said, you have to write your own story. You have to experience your own, that, you know, you have to be the star of your movie, you know, and your movie normally takes work, takes pre-production, takes planning, it takes failed attempts. Yeah. For all the movies that you see, think about it, for all the movies that you see on Netflix or that go and get in the cinema, how many movies are like B movies? That it ain't all HD. The actors that you've never seen before, and all the camera shots are a little bit swag, a little bit, you know, the colors ain't all rich, and the scenes are not flowing. How many of them are there? That's producers, directors, sound men, all people that are trying on their journey to get somewhere. Yeah, that's all the people that are trying to get somewhere, trying to do something, going through the pain, having people say, "Oh, it's rubbish. That was rubbish." Having people laugh at your efforts. How many of you have told people that you're trying to do trading and they go, "Oh, yeah, how much money you made, man? How much money? That's a scam, man. Don't put no money in there. Why are you doing that for?" Of course, it's easy for people to say that. Just like it's easy for somebody outside the boxing ring to say, "Jab, move your head. Why are you so slow? Throw the right, throw the left." Easy from outside the ring. It's easy when you're not throwing punches and your arms feel like lead. Can't even lift them up. Simple. From outside the ring. Inside the ring, of you deciding that you want to do this trading thing. You deciding that you want to change your life. You deciding that you don't want to work there anymore. You decide that you want to go through pain to go and do certain things. You deciding that you want to break out of the constructs that are put in place for people just to be average. That's not easy. And you have to applaud yourself. You have to every single time take a little step back and applaud yourself for any type of personal development that you do, whether that's in trading, whether that's in your physical health, your mental health, your food and nutrition, whether that's you want to learn something new, whether it is that every time you go and you pass somebody, you tell them about unity, or you tell them about business, or you tell them about their health, or you try and, you know, empower somebody else. Like you have to understand that there's a huge value in that. Because most people, it's easy for them to just walk past somebody else and not say anything. It's easy to just walk past and not say anything. It's easy to not tell anybody what you're doing, because you think that what you want to do is you want to first get the Lamborghini, then you're going to tell everybody what you're doing. But I'm telling you, that's not how it goes. How it goes is we don't know how long we're going to be here for. And every single day we have to try and affect other people for the good. Or if you want to be out here, you're going to be out here affecting other people for the bad. But whatever you're going to do is have an impact, affect other people. When you're on your journey, let people know. That's why you see the YouTubers, they do so well. I can't slightly miss the area where everything I did was captured on camera. Yeah, now the youngsters, everything they do is captured on camera. But that's why it does so well when people see your story, your whole story, captured on camera from when you had nothing and when this was happening, because they want to see that journey. They understand that it's very rarely that you just go and you pick up a dart and then the first time you've ever thrown a dart, you hit bullseye. It's very, very rare to impossible. More time it comes from pain. All right. But guys, good morning. God bless. We're looking at GBP USD at the moment. I'm marking up some just some areas, and I've marked up this big green area of consolidation of the market going sideways. Now, at the moment, this market is kind of sitting in the middle of that sideways range with a very kind of difficult price action here, which is, I won't say difficult, but we've broken some structure here bullishly from coming down into this discounted area. And then we've made a retracement, come all the way down here and done what? Somebody tell me what we did when we made this retracement. Does anybody know? Does anybody know what happened up here when this retracement came down here? What might have been the gist of this retracement? Have a look at my screen. Let me zoom in because maybe it's difficult to see. All right. We saw this market come down here into an area of discount. The market started going sideways and broke up bullishly. And then boom, we saw a strengthened speed and the market came up here and broke this previous structure up here. Then we saw a retracement. And what could that retracement be down to? What could it be down to? This retracement coming down here.
Is that down to the imbalance?
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. Well done. Good morning, Noah. It looks like, you could turn around and that imbalance of all of these green candles, okay, is why this is a very good reason why this came down here. And if you was in this trade, you'd be or if you was looking at this market, you'd be very conscious of this imbalance. The fact that Noah saw that straight away and he can understand it means that when he's trading and this big imbalance happens here, and he might see a indication, like an indication, if he decided there was some indication here and some retracement and then some continuation, he's going to be thinking to himself, one, I'm at the top of a range. So Jay said to me, that doesn't make no sense, us buying in potential premium. And he's also going to be thinking to himself, and look at this imbalance over here. If I bought up here for argument's sake, what about this imbalance down here? This is a big concern. And he's going to have that in the back of his mind. He's going to say, no, I'm not going to take that trade. Doesn't make any sense to me. I'd like to wait to see whether or not this market is either going to first and foremost get down here, close this imbalance, and maybe on a smaller time frame, I can get an entry somewhere down here if I believe this market is going to keep pushing up bullishly. Okay. As in, I'm going to get an entry down here on the basis that somehow this market is going to keep pushing up bullishly in this whole green box. But the reality is this. If you take a trade, it's best that you get an entry down here and you're trying to target this top yellow line. Yeah? Because you don't know at this point in time when you're getting entry down here whether this market is going to break outside of this yellow line. There's nothing telling you that it's ready to break outside of this yellow line. So therefore, your first targets you have to be grateful and happy with is going to be within this trending energy. Now, of course, if this market bursts up here and goes nuts, fantastic. But I'm just saying there's nothing here telling you this market yet wants to break outside this yellow range. For all you know, it wants to come up here and get all the way back down here to this green range and then come over here, then muck about a little pace, and then break up here, and then do this, and then start making this way. For all you know, that's what it wants to do. Who knows? For all you know, the market wants to get up here, come down here, break out the bottom of this, do this, start going in this way. Who knows? For all you know, this market just wants to keep going sideways in here for a little while whilst it works out what it wants to do. And then we're going to see a liquidity grab down here first, by a liquidity grab up here first, only for this market to keep going in this direction. Who knows? You don't know. But the bottom line is you at least can read the language and go, this is a bad word in here. This is a naughty person in here. I've got to look out for this. Oh, at the top of the range, I've got to look out for that. And that is trading, guys. And then the other side, we're going to do a lot this week. A lot of work this week is going to be on our risk management. I think that's what we're going to focus on this week. Because I know that there's a lot of people here that are poor with their risk management. Okay. Now remember, the aim of the game is to stay alive, especially if you're in your learning phase and you're not quite taking 10 out of 10 trades. The aim of the game is capital preservation. Okay. Now, of course, let me tell you something. You could go and get $100,000 account and you could just roll the dice, see a trade, and you can just go in there at 5% risk. So you got one trade for the day, or 4% risk because you can't lose 5%. All right. You could just say, look, I've seen a trade, it's 30 pips on US 30, and I'm going to go in at $4,000 risk. Try and slap in if my broker allows me 133 lots. Because if this trade goes for a 1 to a 1 to 3, 1 to 2.5, you pass your challenge. If it fails, well, you're 4% down. Still got another 6% maybe tomorrow. Yes, you could take that approach, but that approach is like you're rolling the dice. You're just saying, fuck it, I'm gonna gamble. But the whole point is that gambling can't be a long-term strategy. It might work. You might take a big trade and this just spikes up, boom, for a nice 1 to 5, and you pass the challenge by a massive amount. You're like, Jay, I passed my challenge in one trade. That's cool. But gambling can't be a long-term strategy. That your strategy, you're just going to gamble. Your strategy's got to be something where you can say, you know what? I can actually quit my job and do this strategy because this strategy has some level of stability, has some order to it. You know what I mean? It has a little order to this. I don't need to be out here on some cross your fingers and hope for the best, which I know that everybody here has probably taken a trade and crossed their fingers and hope for the best, even though they was in a position whereby they was well positioned to get the worst. Do you know how I know that everyone's done that? It's because I've done it. That's it. So we have to change that and tell and say, look, I've got this strategy. And it's consistent. And every time I take a trade, I know why I'm taking a trade. So right now I'm looking at this market here. I don't really care about this not too much. Yeah, unless I was looking at this when this market came all the way down here and closed this imbalance down here, and I was able to get an entry as the market. Have a look. Have the look. It's not the greatest of entries. And what was it? I'm going to guess it was a time that really didn't need to be trading the markets. Remember, that's another thing. It's understanding the time. This is Friday. No, this is Friday. So after this market came and made this big retracement here on Friday, we've seen some minor structure in here above this level here, above this level here. We first saw the indication here of it breaking that. Saw a correction that we didn't know where that correction was going to end. And we saw a continuation. I mean, you could have. I wouldn't necessarily wanted to. Friday, taking this trade here with my stop either aggressively below this last low, okay, which would have been here, or a bit safer place would have been here. However, I don't really love where we are in that green range as such, all right? Like, I wouldn't want to take this trade right now because they'll be turning around and saying, yeah, I'm in a little bit of profit after sitting in this trade over the whole weekend, which I don't want to hold my trades for the weekend. It's unnecessary, okay? If I took it on an aggressive one below this last low, let's have a look. Move this out of the way. Excuse out of the way, excuse out of the way. Yeah, I'd still be in if it was an aggressive entry below this last low here. Had a little bit of concern over here. Maybe, for all I know, over the weekend, remember the spread can open up. Yeah, your brokers could be wiping their books and you don't know what's going to happen with the spread at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning when you're asleep on a Friday night and things are opening, or on a Sunday morning when things are opening up. And who knows, you might wake up in the morning and you've been stopped out of this position because your broker decided to do a madness with the spread because you weren't looking. It's not impossible. It's definitely not impossible. But right now, about now, this market came up to, let me get rid of this. This market's come up to this level in here, and ultimately we are going sideways. All right, we're going sideways at the moment where the market is kind of trading within this area. Have a look at our sessions. Understanding our sessions by clicking this link over here, which is our kill zones. Last time it was a bit peculiar for whatever reason. Now let's have a look if it's a bit better. We can see how all of this sideways action is our Asian session, which we understand is sleeping. Okay. Look at it over here, how this Asian session was a little bit sleepy. It wasn't that sleepy. A little sleep here, but definitely a little sleeping over here from about 2 o'clock in the morning, just sleeping. And then we started waking up. We had a little push in the opposite direction. And then that crossover, London, New York, awake. Boom. Yeah. Have a look at it again. Look, every single time. Every single time. sleeping, just little kind of little candles, very little candles, sideways action. London, start to wake up, slightly bigger candles, a little bit more energy. That New York, London crossover, boom. Yeah? Do you understand when people turn when I say that this is what the time that they trade? Yeah, on this here, let me just make sure what the time is right now, if it's up to time. If it's the right time. Yep. So this here is looking like this action is happening from approximately 1 o'clock till about 4:30. Let's have a look again where the action was happening over here. Approximately from 1 o'clock. We had this big push down first, and then we had some big push all the way up till about 4:30. It's when the most action, most volume is coming in the market. If you want to see the volume also to understand what volumes do, is you're going to click in here, which is your indicators, and you're going to type in volume. Yeah, nothing too difficult to remember. You're going to click volume, and you're going to see when the volume flies into the market. Look, if I go to my hour time frame, have a look at that crossover. Yeah, London, New York crossover. Have a look at that London, New York crossover. Yeah, have a look at that London, New York crossover. See the spikes? Have a look at that London, New York crossover. So if you're seeing these big moves happening in these London, New York crossovers, well, maybe if you want to trade these US pairs, maybe you need to work out how you can get into a trade. Okay. Shut my door, please. Maybe you need to get into the habit or learn how you're going to incorporate your trading into your life around this time. If not, it's fine, but you're going to understand that you're going to be trading. If you're trading these markets like a GU, like a US 30, like all these US influence pairs, you're going to be trading in a lower volume time frame. Therefore, you need to lower your expectations. Let me say that again because somebody didn't get what I just said. If you're sitting and you're trying to take these trades with US pairs and you're not able to trade in these overlap times whereby you're seeing, for example, in GU, moves of 70, 80 pips. Yeah. Moves of 70, 80 pips. Yeah. Let's have a look over here from wick to wick. Moves of, moves of 70 pips. You're going to be trading in these other time frames where the movement is a lot more conservative, i.e. Asian session doing now, London session moving a bit, but not necessarily doing the most, 25, 30 pips. So if you're trading in London session before the crossovers and your 30 pips up, maybe you should take your 30 pips because you've seen historically when that volume comes in, the market can fly in opposite direction. Yeah, you've seen how it happens. The market can do that. Yeah, obviously, if you're in a great entry at the bottom of the bottom or the top of the top of the top, you should be safe. But if you're in here and you just say, took a quick London session here, trade, look, have a look here. Asian session finished this morning. You took a nice trade here. Look, you got in on some small entry and the market started to rally up. You're a nice 25, 30 pips up, but you're not watching it because you got to quickly go and fly to the office. Maybe take your 30 pips because afterwards, boom, big, massive push in the overlap bearish when you was in for the buy for whatever reason. And then the market decided to come and rally back up in here. So it's understanding these sessions also, putting together your knowledge, not just looking at one base of knowledge, understanding holistically this different knowledge. So let's look at things now. Now we are in London session. And in that London session, we're expecting to see some possible movement in a direction. But ultimately, we really want to be looking for the setup for what may be happening when that New York-London overlap starts. So right now, my concern is that this market here, or my concern, my what I'm reading from these candles is this market came down here bearishly. All right. Have a look here on that 4-hour time frame. Boom, big massive red candles dipping into an area potential of discount. Let me get rid of this volume as well. And then we've seen this imbalance being closed up, but more importantly, structure over here being broken by this wick up here. So on the 4 hours, it's a wick, but on an hour, we're going to see candles, which is fine for us as day traders. The hour is significant. This is a lovely close outside of that area, taking liquidity from up here, and creating top of the range, because afterwards the market came back down, and from that big impulse that it burst from here, came and closed that imbalance down here, push down here. And then we've seen market come back up here, close this imbalance, because remember, as it was coming down, it created this imbalance. Look, every single time. So therefore, this is why we earlier, Noah was like, yeah, it's the imbalance was a concern. So every time we see an imbalance, look, one formed here, the market wants to close it, boom. One formed here, the market wants to close it, boom. One formed here, the market wants to close it. Yeah, boom. And now once it's closed it, now it's thinking about it. Now what should I do next? Now, in regards to this this range that I've drawn here, we're at the bottom of that range in on the discounted line, this one at the bottom. But the issue is have we hit the top of this Russian dollar over here? So therefore, the market maybe wants to tap into here and start come down, i.e. not going to break this structure here. On a Monday morning, when New York has had earthquakes, guys, I didn't even know that was it last week or I think it was last week. I didn't know that Russia had some kind of terror attack. A man ran up in Russia and shot up the place. Did anybody know about this? Obviously, we know that.
Yeah, did test.
Yeah, bro.
I didn't know about this.
Nearly 200 people died. Yeah,
I think it was it 112? I don't know if there's more people now, but yeah,
more people. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, run up in Russia and done XYZ. I didn't know. I don't know if you guys know about was it Yemen? They had the huge protests in Yemen, and they said the same amount of people that live in Palestine came out for this protest in Yemen, like huge protest against, the West, UK, America, what's happening, Israel, obviously. Like, I didn't know about this because the powers that be, a lot of people don't watch news normally because no one watches TV traditional way, and the powers that be show you what they want to show you. So unless you're looking for some sort of unbiased news, you don't hear nothing about nothing.
Yeah, watch out Al Jazeera, bro. Al Jazeera.
Yeah, got to watch Al Jazeera. Yeah, you got to look for this but the point I'm making to you is relating it back to the news, and good morning there, Al, is that these things that have happened, the earthquake in New York, we saw was it a week before or 2 weeks before, the multiple bridges that were struck by random boats, etc. in America. All of these fundamentals have an impact on our markets. Okay, let me say that again. All of our these fundamentals have an impact on our markets. Now, what I think we should do, guys, is maybe next week we're gonna look at stock pairs and how we analyze stocks for investments. All right, for how we can look at what is a good stock to a bad stock, etc. Looking at them from the markets, but also trying to look at how we look at their balance sheets and how we look at a company. Yeah, and we can go through that learning process together and start using some of our knowledge in regards to how about going about doing that. Also, I had a conversation with Jason, and off of the back of our little event that we did, which is a little starter event, just to get, the guru's not really accustomed to talking to people, in an audience, etc. But anybody who is interested in of what you need. All right, my internet is saying that it's bad. If it is bad, somebody just give me a signal to let me know so I can try and do something about it. But yeah, the meme coin space of how you get in that space, what way you should be looking, how you set yourself up on a platform in regards to buying Solana, having a Phantom wallet, being able to take trades through Telegram. If that is something that you guys are interested in, let us know. And one morning we'll do a session, or maybe in the evening we'll do a session just of how to get yourself set up. Because a lot of people don't know how to get themselves set up. Just like you guys know how to set up your MT5, how to look at manage your risk, how to sort up your broker, how to go and get a funded account. So there's a process also if you're interested in looking at these meme coins, all right, and how you may be able to get into these meme coins, which I will make very, very clear, is highly speculative. What does that mean? That means literally you're going to be getting in there with $20 at a time, or $20 worth of Solana, or wherever platform we choose to use, and $20, $30, whatever you're willing to lose, meaning that if it doesn't do well, you've lost it. All right. Now, is it highly speculative? Yes, but is it something that I think that I shouldn't share with my family of the potential of it? I have to share the potential of it, because the potential of it is your 50 quid. You could turn your back and come back to your 50 quid, and it could be 5,000, 10,000 quid. Now, I'm not trying to say that that's going to happen with every coin. It is definitely not, but it's definitely not going to happen with Apple or GBP USD. You understand what I'm saying? You're not going to get those type of returns anyway. So at least you should be aware of them. And if you choose to get involved in it, once you understand you approach it from a managed risk perspective, not from a I'm gambling perspective, because I'd prefer that you went to the casino, at least had a little drink. You might be able to meet your future husband or wife. That makes better sense, you doing that, than sitting at home in your underpants and gambling. Okay? It's speculative, but we can add an edge to it so we're not just blindly, speculating. All right. So if it's some of interest, just group so people can see there's something else happening, and we'll organize it, just to get people set up. Not like the event before when we're just talking about it and all that sensational. Just like we just get and say, look, guys, you want to do this, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to download, this is how you need to set yourself up, this is how you need to buy your Solana, this is how you send. Like right now, every single member of the family should know how to send crypto. Yeah, know how to receive and send. Let me ask a question. Who on the call doesn't know how to receive or send cryptocurrency? It's probably a better question. And be honest, who on the call doesn't know how to send or receive cryptocurrency? Good. Everybody.
Yeah,
knows.
I'm one.
Very, very
I'm
good.
one.
I'm happy about that.
I don't know if you hear me, Jay.
Okay,
but
that's good. If you don't know, it's good. At least you're honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Am I coming through?
Yeah, you're coming through.
You can't hear me. One.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So that's good. That's good. That's fine that you said it. Yeah, that's fine that you said if you're not, if you're being honest and said that you need to brush up on it. You need to know. Why shouldn't you know? Doesn't mean that you have to. All of a sudden, you're going to start, transacting in cryptocurrencies or everything. But why shouldn't you know how to send and receive crypto? But I'll tell you something: is this about 98% of the population also don't know. They also don't know. So knowing already puts you above your peers, puts you above a lot of people knowing how to do these things. And this is the thing that we don't understand. We have to be first. We have to understand these emerging markets and technologies and how to go about doing these things. Otherwise, how are we going to be able to take advantage? So yeah, I'm glad that you said that you're not too sure, so that you can, get set up. And at least you can tell and say, right, I've learned another thing. I actually know how to send and receive crypto. Whether you've got crypto money to send and receive, doesn't matter. The knowledge still has to be there. So yeah, okay, well, that's something that we try and organize. Like, why not? It's not going to be difficult. It's just going to list out a series of things that you guys need to do. Anyways, look at another pair real quick. Does anybody have a particular pair that they want to look at that we can quickly have a glimpse at from a structure? Oh, in fact, let me put some alerts in here. Sorry. Let me put some alerts because I've drawn a little box, but I've got no alerts. So I'm not going to learn anything. EJ, fantastic. Yeah. So guys, let me tell you something. When you look at a pair and mark it up, if you don't place any alerts, then what's the point? Because you're only going to go and look back at that pair and everything's going to be somewhere else and you didn't know anything about it. Place your alerts, and when you go in here, if you want, write in here what you want, write in here, breaking down, what are you going to do? Write some notes in here for yourself. Yeah, these are things that can get done, that you can do. All right. So EJ, let's have a look at Euro JPY. Okay, look at it. We're going to look at it with Awanda. And we're going to go to our larger, higher time frame, and we're going to delete everything and start again and understand the narrative. Look, what I would say is whenever I mark this up last, which might have been sometime last week, we can see how the market is still, playing within these ranges, even on a smaller time frame. Let's go and delete everything. And let's understand what we do with EJ. We'd open up EJ. I know sister loves EJ, yeah? So let's have a look at this. All right, the first thing what we're going to do is we're going to look at this. EJ is different to our GU and our US 30. It's still victim to what happens in the United States of America because, unfortunately or fortunately, however you want to look at it, US is the super currency of the world. It's the reserve currency. When US does something, the rest of the world, it catches a cold if it sneezes, okay? But where we was looking at the sessions, we don't have any direct US pair in EJ. We have the euro, we have the Japanese yen. So when we go to our kill zones, if this is, for example, a market that we are interested in, we're interested in trading this market, I think it would be in our interest, in Sister Abana's interest, that she understands what times of the market does this market see it get the most active. Does this market look like it wants to do so? Okay. Now, how would she work that out? Well, she could Google it. Cool. But Google's not going to tell you things change. She could put on her sessions like I've put on my sessions, and also put on her volume indicator also to try and see, when this market has the most volume and when it gets the most active. So now she can see from a visual perspective of when things are popping, and she can also look on the charts and see when things are popping. Now, for me, just having a quick glimpse and looking at this market of when things actually start to get active, it's not obvious. All right, it's not obvious from here recently on this hour chart. Okay. I can see a level of activity. I'm looking at these volume spikes. So obviously we're getting volume spikes in the Asian session because it's Japanese yen. We see a volume spike in the Asian sessions here. We see a little kind of energy in the Asian session, but also seeing the energy, in my opinion, in leading up to the Asian session. Can you see here? Can you see this white little area? This is New York, but ending New York, getting late. Look at it, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. We've seen these spikes here. I noticed it here, I noticed some activity happening in it. So, it's a little bit more general. It's generally, this market is a bit more, you could get that volume happening coming from the New York overlap, because whatever reason they want to trade EJ, because there's something happening in EJ, and if you just you know what, EJ is a great place to trade. You're always going to get volume in that area because of New York and London. All right, but just trying to see when things are moving. Things also with this Asian session are moving in the night. See, still in this Asian session, things are moving in the night. So a little bit more general with EJ, but this is a way of how you see me put on the volume, the sessions indicator, and looking at the volume. You can get a kind of indication of when the pair that you want to trade gets the most active. You understand what I'm saying? You can actually have a look at this and see when that pair gets the most active. All right. So EJ, not too definitive. So let's have a look and see what's been going on. I'm going to zoom all the way out. I'm going to get rid of the volume stuff. Remove. I'm going to hit this here to reset the chart. And we're going to zoom out so that we can see what's been going on with EJ. Have a look. EJ is trading within this box. Okay? I hope everybody agrees with me. EJ has been trading within this box. Ping, pong, we're currently at ping. So therefore, there is a question. The question is, so can somebody tell me what the question might be that I'm going to ask myself about this market coming up into this area? What's the question? What's the question I may ask myself? What is the question?
Is it at the top of the range?
Yep, that is the question. Is it at the top of the range? And therefore it's a premium, okay? And the market is going to have a reaction from up there? Or is it the case that this market is not trading within this range and is actually trying to make some, gonna break through this level, maybe capture liquidity above here? Can you see there's some, if I zoom out a little bit, some relative equalish highs over here? Because remember, this is going back to 2008. This market right now is a new world for the Japanese yen compared to 2008. So is this market that's going to continue to rally and push up? All right. So this is where you can be looking at your fundamental reasons why euro is strong and Japanese yen is weak. And is it going to stay like that and keep pushing up? Look at those fundamental reasons. But either way, there's a question in the back of your mind. It's not something that as a day trader, it's like, oh, I'm just selling from up here. You can't. But it's the first page and the first bit of information that we've got. Now, if I start looking at this pair here, I can see that this market, I can draw some lines in. All right. I can draw some lines generally end looking something like this. These are general lines. And then I can draw some aligning, touching some more data points. That first one's not that great, but don't worry. Touching some more data points. All right. I can draw a little lining like so, touching some more data points in here. I can touch a lining like this over here. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Hold the line. Mommy's calling me early. 1 second. All right. And I can see here that the angle since 2021-ish has been bullish, making these higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Maybe I can draw this line a little bit better. All right. Trying to touch in this wick, this data point here, and these data points in like so. In fact, I could do another line, but I could do another line if I really wanted to. But I want to just keep this as one. No, I'll tell you what I'll do. No, I'll keep it as one, can't bother. All right. So we can see this general energy of how this market is trading like this. Why have I drawn this line like this? Is because I want to touch this last low before this highest point. Okay, I want to touch the last low before the highest point over here. And if you can see, this is the top end, like so. Okay. Now, if I zoom in, get down to my daily, now I can see daily structure, which is very significant, meaning every single one of those candles is 24 hours in time. All right, 24 hours in time. So let's have a look at that impulse. Well, that impulse has been doing something like this, making some higher highs and some higher lows, something like this. Okay. And within this here, we can see that we have come up to this, in fact, to the light, we broke this structure over here. Indication of what we may want it to do. Have a look. This is structure, this little mountain top here. Let me make it thinner. Let me make it a different color. Let me even make it dotted. Yeah, it broke up an indication of what it wants to do, and then it came and retraced all the way back down. Where potentially could it have retraced to? Where potentially of the impulse, do we see off the markets making retracements to?
50% of that impulse.
So if I should measure that impulse like that, from down here to down here, look where we've had a reaction. Can you see our little green line over here? 50% of the impulse. You see? 50% of the impulse. So therefore, when this market came down here to this 50% level, let's imagine that it was April, near my birthday, all right? April, the 1st of April, in fact, 2024. Let's imagine it was down here. And we saw that market get down to 50%. I'm not saying we just hit the button because we don't play snap. Yeah, we're not guessers. But what we could have done is we could have dropped our time frame all the way down here. Okay, we could have seen this market pushing down within this range. Why did I draw the line like that? Because I have to touch the last high before the lowest point. Okay, and we could have been looking here and waiting to see what type of break in structure that we receive, to try and see if after that 50% mark. So have a look down here. I can see there's consolidation down here. Someone's saying, consolidation, are you having a laugh? Yes, my brother. In here, there is consolidation that's happening in here. The only reason it looks how it looks is because I'm currently looking at it on a 4-hour time frame. Have a look at this. On a 1-hour time frame, you can see the market going sideways a little bit better in here. Some sideways action. Have a look at this on a 15-minute. If we can get over here. On the 15-minute time frame, you can see the market here. Look. Can't make a higher high. Can't make a higher high. Really difficult to break this high. This is the ceiling. Back down to the floor. You can see how the market was in this little range in here. But then what happened? What happened? Can anybody see what happened outside of that range? And even though it was at the top of the range, we was concerned, look, we're at the top of this red trend in range coming down here. So we was concerned whether we're in a premium, but we saw something happen out of that top of that range. We saw someone unmute himself and just speak for me.
Strength and speed.
Yeah, but not what we was looking for. We did see strength and speed, but first and foremost, we saw exactly, and then we saw a correction. Now, at this point in time in here, we don't know if this market's at the top of the range and it wants to keep trading down in that pink range of these two pink lines, but we didn't see it keep coming down here. We saw it make an indication, a correction, and then a continuation. And for all purposes, now we're breaking outside of the market and we're making indications where we want to go. We can also see here, Noah saw it straight away, a reason why this market wants to come up in here. All right. So though you could have got in here, you could have been somebody who turned around and said, this market might just be wicking up here to close this imbalance. You see, I'm trying to teach this in a real, not in a best case scenario. I'm just telling you some stuff in hindsight. In reality, you may be concerned, figure to yourself, even though we've broken outside of the range, Jay, this pink line is just a line that you've drawn on a screen. And I'm not too sure whether or not the market wants to actually push up here because it might just have been closing this imbalance. And if you had said it to me, I'd say, bro, you're spot on. I agree. This push up here might have just been coming and closing this imbalance, and now it's going to fall down to hell. So if you decided to say, Jay, I'm going to wait to see what happens after this imbalance is closed, this market is tapped into a candlestick zone, bearish engulfing candlestick zone here. Can you see it? If you decided to say, Jay, I'm going to wait, I'm going to draw my little range in here because the market also ultimately started to range in here. And I'm going to wait and see what happens. Even though we've prices broken out. So now prices over here, you're like definitely thinking, so bro, price is definitely outside of this pink trend, these two pink lines. But I'm just concerned that we just came up here to close this imbalance and start coming back down. And for the fact that it never happened quickly is the first thing that might make you think, just a boy, yeah, I think this wants to keep going up. It didn't just come up here, quickly close, and then quickly start coming down here. So look at this in this range here. We saw the market break outside the range indication, but it didn't continue in this direction. So it corrected and started to break structure. So this turns from being an indication to a what? Turns from being an indication to a what?
Correction.
No. But instead of it being an indication, because we saw it didn't continue bearishly, and
a liquidity grab.
Exactly. Because we don't know what's what, yeah, until it does the continuation. If we see the market going like this, trading within a range, and then we see like a spike in this direction. Like at that point in time, we don't know whether that's some sort of liquidity grab until we see a correction and then a continuation. At that point in time, that's our confidence to say, no, it looks like it wants to go up. Because it could be going sideways and then decide, nam, I really want to go in this direction. So after we see that now and it plays out, then we can label it, okay, that was a liquidity grab. Because look, if I was looking at this and I saw this market come and break down here, I'd drop my time frame down. Look, I'm on the 5 minute now. I'm on the 5 minute, which is something I said that I don't mind you guys playing, all right? But I'm looking at something and maybe I might have to drop a little smaller to it. But have a look, 5 minutes is fine, okay? I'm on a 5 minute time frame. And I saw the market break outside that yellow box. Indication, closure, solid closure, no wicks, closure. In fact, this one's a little bit tight, so let's push this about, it should be about here, okay? Look, nice closure. Then we start to see a correction. Look, for all I know, this market's going to come and close down here now and show me it wants to go bearish. But it doesn't. It says, I'm not on that. It's long. I'm not going down there. And it pushes up here and breaks structure above this level. Indication now. Now this becomes an indication. And then look, comes down here, closing the imbalance of this big green candle. That becomes the correction. And then comes back over here and it breaks 50% of the previous consolidation. Something Jay has told you 10 times over, that market breaks 50% of a consolidation range is kind of indicating what it's on. So it not only indicated up here, closure, made a correction, but then it closed all the way up here. Mate, let me tell you something. I'm in. I'm either in aggressively below this last low over here, or the safer place is down here below this low. The safer place would have been only 20 pips. The aggressive higher risk entry would have been half of that, 10 pips plus your spread times 2. And then we've seen the market push up out of that range now. When it got out of that range, it did decide that it was, have a little thought process for what time is that? After, it was about in the afternoon. Remember, this is EJ. So the sessions I'm lying, this is morning. I'm saying it's afternoon. This is early hours of the morning. All right. So this is all Asian session. This is kind of a bit slow. But ultimately, we've seen this market start to make its way. And the question I'm going to ask myself now, it's all good. I'm showing this trade here of it doing amazing things, is where would you have taken your money? Well, the only way you can identify some targets for your money is to look historically back for structure. So if I was in this trade, I've got an hour time frame, an hour's nice. You might tell me, say, Sanjay, I'm cool. This is it's a slower moving time where this trade is moving, and I've gotten in this trade. I'm going to be looking at structure. So what does that mean? Looking for places in history where there was strength. So here is where we got in. I'll be looking over here for places for structure where we've seen the market have strength and speed, where we've seen the markets tumble from here is structure. Here is structure. Here is structure. And I'm going to show you something common to all of those places. Here is structure. From those blue lines, you can see every single time. What can you see? Let me zoom in because it might be a bit difficult to see. But what is common to all of those blue? Not this one. That was an accident. Actually, that was the 50% of the consolidation. What can you see common to all of where I've placed those blue lines? Historically. So back from this place here. Let me put a white line in. From about here, going backwards, what can you see that's common to all of those blue lines? Look left.
The previous areas of structure.
Yeah, and what happens from those previous areas? I think Jason may have...
Go on.
Go on.
No, I was going to say price will want to go back to those areas.
It would definitely do so. Everything you said is right so far. So you're building up your case, getting more and more points. We're not quite just said exactly what I'm looking for, but everything you have said has been correct. What can we see? The character, the behavior of the candles from every one of those little orange dots that I've put in there. That's beside the blue line.
We were making lower lows until we broke structure and started making higher highs.
Yep, that's correct as well. Still giving you another little...
Still not it.
Still not it, but you're everything's good though, bro. Show
There's the imbalances.
I see
imbalances as well. Another point. Go on.
There's a resistance level there, so the market turns bearish from those levels.
That's another little snippet of a point, but I'm just looking for something really simple, of a way in which you can always look in your charts and be able to identify, real key levels of structure of areas where the price can go back to. There's a commonality with those lines of where I've put it. And it's something that Jason actually said a bit earlier.
What are they all in almost 25% retracements?
No, not 25% retracements as well. I've never used the word 25% retracements. If anything, 50% retracements or going into 618 to 786 areas. So that's going to take it up.
It's a build up of liquidity.
There is a build up of liquidity. Guys, all of these answers are tremendous. It's showing that you guys know your stuff, yeah? But what I'm looking for is this. You see, if I was in this trade, which I've got in here, okay, and I'm looking for potential targets, I'm going to be looking left historically, and I'm looking for areas where I can see that there was a big push away from that area with strength and speed. So have a look at this area here. Red candle, red candle, red candle, red candle. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, nearly 5 hours of selling. Down to here. Look at this area over here. From here, big, massive red candle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, about 4, 5 hours of selling. That's where it started from up in here. Look over here, look. Big red candle. All of these with also, most of these have bearish engulfing candlestick patterns on this hour time frame. Big red candle. Starting from here. Have a look at this one over here. Big red candle, engulfing candlestick pattern. Yeah. This is showing me that on those orange dots, there were some big boys. Some big boys that threw some monies in here to break this, to push markets down here. And just like all the good answers that I heard, price wants to come back over there. And when it gets over there, there's a possibility that those big boys are going to say, move and go on. Go back where you came from. So therefore, they become an area of structure that you're looking out for to see if the market can bust that structure. So there are your TPs. But when you start seeing the market doing this, watch, coming to this area here, shamash, once again with strength and speed. And then it comes to this area here and it breaks through that area with strength and speed. And then it comes to this next area over here. We've seen a little bit of a liquidity grab here. And then the market is so exhausted by all of its endeavors. It wants to come back in here, close the imbalance. That's fine. But the intention is like, boy, this market wants to go up. But I'm just showing you. Once again, I say, for example, I was in this trade and I took a great trade here. I'd be looking over here at this area here as a potential target. Because from there, the market flew down here with strength and speed. To this, I can't ignore this. Like something happened here. There was some sort of explosion of activity that happened here to push this market down in this fashion. I cannot ignore that. So if I got in a trade down here and I was like, oh my God, this trade is absolutely killing it. Wow, look at me. I'm making so much profits. I've got to think to myself when I got up in this area that there may be a reaction. Now, whether that reaction is going to slam this all the way down to hell and stop you out, or it's just going to have a, who knows? But I can't ignore this. And then this just aligns with the whole energy of imbalance. The markets trade towards imbalance and all the other things you guys said. Yeah. But it's like you see how one thing links to another thing, links to another thing. So that's how from afar, when I was looking out and zooming out on this, I can just say, this is interest, this is a target, this is a target, this is a target. If I'm in my trade now, I've done good profits and I've come and I've smashed through certain targets, which I understand are areas where there was strength and speed and there may be liquidity. Every time I break through these blue lines, I'm expecting a retracement. Yeah, I didn't necessarily get it here on this first one, but boom, broke up in here, decided it didn't care about this one either, pushed up in here. But for all that time that it didn't care, you know what it did afterwards? Did a big retracement and showed how much it cared. Instead of breaking here and then having a little retracement, then breaking this blue line and having a little retracement, this market went like that, held its breath and broke this area, and then got up here and went, breathed out, and then did a big retracement to come back down into this area. So if I happen to be lucky enough to ride this whole wave up, I'm thinking to myself, bro, at some point in time, this market's going to want to retrace, which it done. Let's have a look again. I think this is a different area. Or is this the same area that we looked at earlier? I'm not sure, but let's have a look at it. Looks like it made a retracement to around 50%. Yeah, I don't know if it's actually the same.
One quick question about that Fibonacci. Where do you find that Fibonacci, that one with the percentage? Because I can't find it.
No problem. You're going to go over here. You're going to go over here on your left-hand side. You're going to go to Fib retracement. Yeah, you're going to actually hover over this little arrow and put a star in Fib retracement. So that it goes into your favorite list. Can you see that little list moving? All right, goes into your favorite list. But then when your actual Fib retracement, you pull it out like this, you're going to customize it to your liking. So you're going to double click it. There you go. And you're going to be able to come in here and put some different settings on. So one is to extend the lines to the right. As you can see, it's extending it all the way to the right-hand side. You're also going to be able to put in what numbers you want to see. I could just as easily get rid of some other lines that are on here, but but this is fine for me. 0. If you want to do exactly the same as I've got this screenshot, just take a screenshot of your phone or your computer right now. And these are my settings. Now I made this 618 and 786 orange because they represent the golden zone for me. an area that the market likes to go back into. This 0.5 represents 50%. Then there's 0 and 1. Who knows why I got 2 1s? So I can get rid of that one. I got 2 1s for some reason. 0 and 1. Then I'm going to make sure down here I've got levels. So this is actually showing me those percentages. Now, I don't really need them in there because I know what the colors represent, but when I'm teaching, it's nice to see those 50% there. And I can decide where I want to place them. Do I want to place them at the right, the left, the top, the bottom, and what font size? There you go. Yeah. Here, visibility is just showing what time frame you want these things to appear on. I want it to appear on all of them, second, minutes, hours, all of them. All right. And that's it. And then I can click OK. And then that's my Fibonacci in there. That I don't use it for the, you know, the different retracement, the traditional Fibonacci levels. Some people trade Fibonacci strategy where they're looking for certain things, but more times out of 10 Fibonacci levels, you know, the key ones are this 618, this 786. There's another one, the 38, whatever it is. But I don't trade Fibonacci in that way. I just use this tool to understand where 50% retracement is. And if ever I see it pushing into past the 50%, then this 618 and 786 area becomes another area that I'm watching very keenly because it's like the golden zone where it likes to turn around from this golden zone. Hence the reason why I made it golden, made it orange. Okay. But there you go. That's where you find it.
Thank you.
All right. So yeah, so what's going on right now with EJ, coming back to the present time and how we could possibly trade it. All right, is I believe that this market, have a look, if I zoom back up, is at the bottom of this bullish impulse on this line here. Let's change the color so we can all see it. But we're going to make it yellow. I'm going to get rid of this Fibonacci that's making mess. And the bottom of this yellow line, which is a discounted area. Can you hear me or have I cut out?
No,
You're feeling that I cut out.
You cut out for a second.
Yeah.
Did I cut out? Have I come? Okay. See if I'm having some issues.
Yeah. Your voice is back.
Can you hear me?
Your voice is back. The camera's not. Yeah.
Let me try and
It's like it's freezing up.
hear me? Am I still gone?
No, you're glitching out. It's glitching out. It's not steady.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear the audio? All right, for now, I'm gonna just. Oh, maybe I'll be back now. Am I still glitchy? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Seems like you're back now.
You're back.
All right,
you're
so
back.
I've just changed connection. So like I said to you, right now in this EJ, we're sitting on the bottom of this yellow line, which is a discounted area where the market came down into. My bigger concern is, are we at the top of this much bigger range and the market's going to bounce off this ceiling and start coming down here? But I can't necessarily play that narrative because it's a much, much bigger narrative. I've got to play what's happening right now in this current time. I'm currently in a daily time frame again, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. I'm expecting to see a higher high next. I'm expecting it to keep making higher highs and higher lows forever and ever and ever, amen. Yeah, until something else happens. Okay, so have I gone? Am I still here? I'm hoping I haven't gone.
No.
Am I still here, Chief?
Camera's gone, but your screen's still moving.
All right.
And your voice.
Cool. I'm going to get rid of the camera. You guys don't need to look at me. All right. So here we go. So if you can see over here, in my opinion, we're at the bottom of this range. We had an impulse bullish. We had a retracement to come and close this imbalance. And ultimately, I'm believing that we're going to see this market take these highs, making higher high, higher low, higher high. That's what I believe. Okay. Now, how can we get into that trade? Well, we can get on a smaller time frame with smaller targets. So therefore, on a smaller time frame at the moment, we're seeing this market pushing up in this area. Okay. And if I go to my 1 hour, we're getting some higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. We're getting this energy happening like so. And if I was to draw some lines in here, it's a bit difficult to actually draw that line in the moment because I've only got these 2 data points here, these 2 lower data points in here and here. Touching here and here at the moment. There's these 2 data points. There is another data point, which is this one here. Have a look. Here and here. About here. Why is that? Because this high point here, I want to touch the lowest point before this highest point. It's a bit fiddly. You could just as easily make it this high here, and the market's just trading within this range. But I believe that this market is going to go and capture this liquidity up here. Okay. Now, for me to get involved on a smaller time frame, if this market is sitting at the bottom of this range, I need to see it do something. Because at the moment, it's not doing anything. It's actually on a 15-minute time frame going sideways. All right, it's going sideways here on a 15-minute time frame, trading within this range. So what I'm going to do for now, even though we've seen some wick action here, let me go to my 5-minute. We've seen some wick action, in both sides. The market is ultimately in that yellow range. So on a smaller time frame, potential opportunity. Look, we saw a little closure above here, but in the market, that might have been an indication. And we're all there thinking to ourselves, yes, this is the time. And then it came down here, made a correction. Then it came up here like it was going to continue. Then it was like, nah, I'm not really continuing. I'm just ramping. And we don't care because we've got our money in our pockets because we never got a closure above here. So now we're in the middle of a range, sitting here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to place an alert above this area to let me know Wagwan. I could put some text in there for me to keep me informed. I'm going to put an alert below this area to let me know what's going on. Okay. And that's it. I'm done. I'm hoping to hear it ding, ding, ringing up here and to see an indication.
Yo, is it bugging or is it just me?
Yeah, it's
it's
gone.
bugging.
It's gone again.
Mm.
Come on. I do apologize if I don't know if I'm back, if you can hear me. Let me see.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry, my internet connection's a hot mess. I don't know. Here's what it is. Okay. But I believe we're gonna be, want to push up here and potentially capture this liquidity. Why? Because the market's making higher highs.
Well, can you not see the screen?
Nope, can't see nothing.
I can't see nothing either. I can just hear you.
I've tried to reboot. Let me stop some stuff.
It says JP has started screen sharing. Yeah, it's back.
Let me throw some stuff overboard, guys, and make sure I'm not putting on any bandwidth that I don't need to pull on. All right. I'm saying to you, the market's been making higher highs. Can you hear me, guys? So let me know if you can, higher highs, make it higher lows. I'm expecting to see a higher high of taking this liquidity up here. All right. And if it is trading within this yellow range, it might continue pushing all the way up here to capture this other liquidity. So potentially there may be an opportunity for, 70, 80 pips all the way up to these highs. I believe we're going to take these highs, but then I believe after a retracement, we might get up in here. Whether that's going to happen today is something else. But I believe that could be the potential. But if the market starts doing something different, because the world has still been spinning over the weekend and other things and factors are happening, and I start to see this market breaking down here, breaking structure over here and doing something else, well, then I will have to reassess. Say, wait a minute, this market's coming down here and breaking swing structure bearishly. Maybe it's doing something else. You see it? I can't definitively be like, that's what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm definitely saying that I'm willing to read and react because we're potentially sitting at the bottom of this range here, which is discount, the bottom of any range. And we might be trying to push back up to premium, the top of this range. we might be trying to push up to at least capture the liquidity above this blue line. So that's what I'm going to be looking at, guys. If you see me post something in a group and it's EJ, that's why I've been looking at. All right. For the people that are funded and they're just dancing backwards and forwards, or they're not profitable, they're in a little bit of loss, doesn't matter. Capital preservation first. And how that capital preservation takes place is by this risk management here. Making sure that if you've got a 100 grand account and you can only lose 10K, that you are going to be making sure that your trades, you're only going to be risking 100 to max $200. Now, the only reason I say that is I'm giving you a little bit more juice because it's a funded account. Yeah. If it was in traditional and that was your 100 grand, it's 1%. Yeah. I'm giving a bit more juice between 1% and 2%, depending on how you.
It's gone again.
Yo.
Everyone else there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Think you're trading. Yeah. Because you've got to look at it like this. You can only lose.
I don't think he knows.
Hey.
Someone send him a message, innit? Hold on.
If you can hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I apologize. I do not know what's going on. Connection's struggling. Connection is struggling. 1 second. You should be able to see my screen again. Give me a second, baby. Give me a second. All right.
It also felt like that it didn't happen to me.
I know.
Like, all freeze.
And my computer froze as well. So it was the internet in the whole house. My computer froze, everything froze. It wasn't just your computer. Okay. You're not going to come and say good morning?
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Come over here so you can see yourself in the camera. You see yourself here? Look.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good
These are my
morning.
2 hurricanes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they came upstairs. You know why they came upstairs? You see, the same time we glitched out, they said, oh, the Fortnite froze and we lost. That's all they're interested in.
They're ready to start a riot over that.
This is what I'm saying. It's in the whole house. Come get us this.
That's the stuff on this side.
Shut my door, please. Shut my door, please. Thank you. All right. Sorry. Holidays, guys. All right. So it's what it is, daddy duties.
Minor.
All right. So, like I said to you, this is how we're going to do it, is making sure that you're managing your risk so that therefore, you know, here, look, you can only lose $5,000 a day before you have a problem. Guys, I heard of there's another broker. Like, I don't want to promote any brokers. I don't know too much about them. One of the Unity members passed a challenge that they're doing, which is only $1,000 a challenge for £30. Okay. From a company. I'm going to tell you what that company is. I haven't done a research into them, but it's just another option of if you don't have the money to do any FTMO challenge, which starts at, you know, I don't know if it's 100 plus quid. I'm not sure. There is this other challenge. Now, look, more than just, obviously you want to make money from being successful and passing the challenge, but just doing a challenge puts you in a different mode. You're a bit more serious about, okay, what you're doing. You know, it's not just demo. Yeah. Just like having a demo account puts you a bit more serious than not having a demo account. They're just levels. Yeah. So I'm just saying to you, if you use trading this here, cap your losses at 100, maximum $200. If this was 50K, you're capping your losses at maximum because you can only lose 5K. Okay. You're capping your losses at a maximum of 100, between $50 and $100, and just trade that every single day, getting some wins. Today I made $50. Tomorrow I made $150, got a nice 1 to 3. The day after I made. Now, is it a longer process? Yes, but are you going to learn a lot more? Yeah, you are. Now, what I will do is if we do look at some 10 out of 10 trades and we get, we really think to ourselves it's a good trade, maybe these are opportunities whereby we might turn around and say, you know what, this is a trade where if we place our stop in this safest place, we may be able to put in a little extra, energy into it. But ultimately, guys, you want to survive. I don't want people just be coming here and say they had a funded account and blowing it in 2 days because they tried to take 2 trades at big money. You're not learning anything from that. I know you're going to get funded quicker. Yes. You're going to get paid out quicker. Yes. You're going to be able to go Bond Street and buy a big chain quicker. Yes. But it's not learning anything. And it's not really sustainable behavior. Okay. So that's what we're going to, and look at the pattern. Look at what it's done before in the past. The market's pushed up here before in the past and then gone sideways. Then it's pushed up here again, just going sideways. Could it push up here again and then go sideways, or even better still push all the way up here and then possible? I mean, just from a connect the dots ABC, perspective, the market has pushed up and then its retracement has kind of been, it's making lower lows, lower highs, and lower lows, but kind of on a sideways kind of vibe. Do you understand what I'm saying? So though we are here, which we broke this structure indication, the market is again just thinking about it because it's Monday, and like I said to you, the world's been going on the weekend. Are we going to see my alerts ringing of this market pushing up here, doing something? Now that indication could be on a small time frame. And if I see a big indication with a big green candle, I'm not going to FOMO in. I'm going to wait for my correction, for my continuation, because it might just be a liquidity grab. It might just go, oh, look, this big green candle, all of a sudden, GVAN just hits the button for a buyer because Jay was talking about him and he's seen a big indication. He doesn't wait for the correction. He doesn't wait for the continuation. And this does this, look. And he's like, oh my God, man, every time I hit the button, man just get taken out. No, because you was too fast. You didn't wait for what we waited for. All right. So that's what I'm going to be looking at in regards to EJ. And we marked up something else as well. What did we mark at GU? I think that's enough, guys. We ran over a little bit this morning. It is Monday. So I do want you to, start carpe diem, as they say, seize the day, go and do some great things. I'm going to go out. I'm fasting this week, straight melon juice, cucumber juice, some seeded grapes. Yeah, try and balance up. So I'm going to go buy 2 melon. And I'm going to wish you guys an absolutely fantastic Monday for you to go and just fulfill your potential, guys. Stay positive. I know the life is lifing for a lot of people. Yeah. And the only thing you can do is stay positive and stay true to what you're trying to achieve, because, there's always sunshine after the rain, like there's always, nothing stays. Just look at the markets. The market don't stay bearish forever. You understand? So whatever difficulties and struggles you're going through, just understand you must, just the way the world is, you will definitely come out the other end. You will get there. Yeah, the universe knows what time you have to get there. You want it yesterday, I know. But the universe knows what time you're supposed to get there. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's easier said than done, and Jay's giving his little motivational energy, but he doesn't understand the pain. But believe me, everybody is the star of their own movie. Everybody believes that their pain is the most painful pain. Do you understand?
All right, guys. Looks like it's over with, fam.
I was wondering, was it just me?
Nah, it's never just you, fam.
You saying the motivational talker, man's just chipping up.
I got work to do, fam. So We'll leave it as that, man.
Say nothing, man. Bless.
All right, bless up.
Good day, everyone.
Come on, my G. Love.